Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Marvel Superheroes draft here on the channel. I'm really excited to dive in. I've been doing tons of preparation on this format because I played in some big draft tournaments very recently this weekend, and we have opened up Black Panther Hope Enduring. We're going to be Jam Slam Bam. Thank you, ma'am. I forget the exact saying, but we are going to be taking this card and trying to build blue-white or green-blue splashing white because getting this card into your deck is really essential. Bant from my prep has been colors that I've really liked. And Bant is red, blue, not red, blue, white, blue, green. Those combinations, white, blue has been like number one. Green, blue has been up there. White, green has been up there. I've really liked those. Red, black, not really where I want to end up, but like sometimes you can end up in sorts of decks that are fine. Like blue, black, I think is fine. But I really wanted to try this card. It's really strong, and we're going to be taking it. If this wasn't going to be the pick, I would take the Red Guardian. I think this card is very strong. It's easy to just put into any white deck and be happy with it. And then there is Echo, which has been an overperformer. Definitely a pretty solid card. I do want to build some decks around Panther's Pounce, but I don't want to first pick it, obviously. And then I have been playing some life gain decks because I've had the Heroic Feast or whatever card that like pays you off for gaining life as well, and Tigra fits in those, but I have not going to first pick it. But we're just slamming Black Panther here. Really happy to start with this. Following that up, no reason to switch colors. Falcon Winged Wonder is fantastic, and I will say I think blue-green splashing white would be easier than white-green splashing blue probably. And so I think taking a blue card works a little bit better for that as well. The reasoning being, I think that blue-green just lends itself to splashing more than white-green does, and so I would rather take a blue card than a white card if it was close. I think that Undercover Scroll is fine, but I'm not going to take a green card, obviously. I'd rather take a blue-white card. And Burrow Backup is another card that I really like. I think this one's just good to cast. I've gotten some questions on my thoughts on the land cyclers. I have honed my take. I think the white one's just actively good. I think that the green one is one that I'd rather not play. The black one, I think I would play in like blue black sometimes. The red one I think is maybe probably fine. And I'm forgetting a color: white, blue, black. The blue one. The blue one is also much better than I thought it was at first. Herbie's also pretty solid. I love Cruel Alliance. Madam Mask is fine. So there's some black cards here to keep note of. But yeah, the blue one's also much better than I thought it was at first. Okay, pick 3. So as I said, I would like to play this in a like some sort of Bant combination. There is Colleen, which is not a card I like prioritizing, but it is in my colors here. There is also Aim Scientist, which is, as I said, much better than I thought it would be, though much better in like blue-black decks. Hellcat, pretty strong card, but I don't want a third pick. Double green is a bit of a commitment. I don't want to take up the shield third. Colleen is kind of tempting because I have been wanting to try some of these cards that like target your creatures, like build a more combat tricky deck. The Ant has also been a card I've wanted to try. Black Widow, we have seen some black cards. There's a few cards here that I've gone down on a bit too, like Aim is a bit lower. I'm going to maybe try the Colleen. Take up the shield's also fine, but I just want to get into blue-white. I think Aim is also a fine pickup. Like draw discard is good when you have some synergies with it. Maybe not in this deck as much yet. Okay, this pack has some cards I really like. So for starters, we're seeing some black, Hour of Defeat. There's also Burrow Backup. I've been a big fan of Bold Biochemist as like a way to card draw. I think it's a little bit better in blue-green where you have some counter synergies, a little bit more mid-rangey. Frozen in Ice is just a great removal spell, though. I think you have to take these very highly, so we're going to take that over Hour of Defeat. Burrow Backup number 2 would be an option, though, but we're just going to jam the removal spell. I have been fairly impressed by Rick Jones in my green-white deck that I played him in. So I've only played him one time, but he was actually decent there. Red is looking somewhat open, but I'm not going to go into a red deck here. I could take Rick Jones. I think I'm just going to take up the shield, though. It goes with the Colleen that I already have, and that's a good little synergy. You want to take these chances to make when you can to make your cards a little bit better. Okay, now I'm totally fine taking Agent of Atlas. It's looking like blue-white's a little bit cut, but we're still going to be able to get a nice little curve of creatures. Agent of Atlas plays well with the same cards Colleen plays well with. Maybe we'll wheel the Panther Pounce. And then a giant-sized Flying Ant. Maybe we'll get one of these later and we can play that. But I think we're going to be fine with our deck here. We've already got some power level locked up. Now we can take Spider-Man to the rescue. Totally solid card. Shuri is like only good in blue-red, but it's pretty good there because the discount on mana is decent. And then I don't think you prioritize this card, but you can play a copy and not mind it. But yeah, this card's nice. And now, D-Powers may be okay. Thirst is not my favorite. Quinjet, I don't really want to splash. I think I'd rather just play blue-white, even if it's a little weaker. You can use this with, like, D-Power to target your own creature just to trigger Colleen. Worth noting. Quinjet's not my favorite. Let's just take the D-Power. We did wheel the Panther Pounce. We also wheeled Aim Scientists. But I think in a deck that has Agent of Atlas and Colleen already, we could make Panther Pounce work. And I think Aim Scientist is more of a blue-black card where you have some synergies for drawing and discarding. So let's take the Panther Pounce. I'm glad we wheeled that. Herbie wheeled. I'm definitely fine playing a Herbie here. My deck can play a little bit more mid-range. It's a flyer. My deck's trying to be a little aggressive, I think. This is a nice little ad. Late go nuts, though. And now we'll take the Aim Scientist. I don't mind playing one. I don't really want to play it in blue-white, but it can be fine there. Maybe we'll get some draw payoffs later, like the blue ones, like Kid Loki or something. Aim Labs, I don't think we're trying to splash, so yeah. Aim Scientists. We'll take the blue-red land just in case we get something crazy, like maybe we'll get Photon or something like that. Then having a blue splash would be helpful. So pack 1, every card we've taken is a card that we can put into our deck right now. Let's just identify the cards we're probably not playing. We're going to put these in like the speculative pile. Rick Jones last, not surprising. We're not going to play that right here. So the more speculative cards right now, we're not sure we're a Panther Pounce deck. We'll see. We're not sure we're an Aim Scientist deck. We'll see. Well, if we can open Captain America Wings of Freedom, we are going to take it. That's a great pickup. Let's just put our removal spells in a pile here. And then we have our combat tricks in this pile. Let's just make sure that all my piles, yeah, you can still see all the cards I've taken. I'm in the corner. Yeah, but Captain America Wings of Freedom is a fantastic pickup here. It's just a really good 3-drop. The first strike is nice. Plays decently with some combat tricks to protect it. Plays pretty well with Take Up the Shield. Just like good with heroes. We have a good number of heroes. We have 5 heroes of our 7 creatures. And the ones that aren't heroes are like Herbie, which we might cut because it might not be what we want in our deck if our deck is good enough. And like Aim, which we're hoping to cut. Other than that, there is Patriot, which is a very good card. And overall, getting 2 fantastic rares for our deck. We could wheel this other Panther Pounce, so we will kind of count on that if we see other synergy pieces. There is also White Widow and Patriot, and I don't mind the Drone Flock sometimes, so plenty of good cards to wheel in this pack as well, though not a great blue card here. I'm really happy with where we're at. Here we get to jam Patriot Shield Wielder. I do think Shield Deployment Drone is good. I also think the Shield Spy Kit is pretty good, but Patriot is a great 2-drop. We need 2-drops. As you can tell, our 2-drop slot only has 2 creatures in it so far. I want to end with at least 6 here. Probably 6 would be perfect. Shield is really strong. We have a few like 3-drops already though, and I mean this is kind of a 6-drop. Let's just move them to the late game part of the curve. We have a couple 3-drops, but we'll keep some room for these sorts of cards. It is very strong. Avengers Under Siege is a card that I've had a lot of thoughts on because I was having it in some of my events. And like it was like, do I splash it? Is it a card that's good? And after doing some like thinking on it, talking to people about it, it seems like the sort of card that if you're playing black red, it can be a really good card, but I don't think it's a card you want to splash outside of black red as much, unless you're playing like a blue black deck that's a villain's deck and then splashing. That can be pretty useful. But yeah, Patriot, really great card. That's the sort of card you can splash sometimes. Storm Windrider. Creature with flying can't attack or block creatures you control. Whenever you cast a spell that targets one of those creatures against flying. We didn't get the green white land, but there was a green white land earlier in this pack. Maybe we could try to wheel. And we have this Aim Scientist. We could try to take this to splash. I don't think Agent of Atlas is worth taking here. If we do get a like green white land or something, we could make this card very good in our deck. So we'll put this in the speculative pile for now, but we would like to play it. Hero in Training, we're going to take over pretty much everything. This card is fantastic. We have lots of heroes. We have synergies. We want to draw to our good cards. And overall, fantastic pickup. Hero in Training is a card you're going to take most of the time in your packs. Now there's a Black Panther. So we're in this spot where I don't think we care about another Panther Pounce. So we're going to take the Black Panther here because now we have Black Panther and Storm. And if we're going to splash green for this, if we get enough fixing for it, we could splash both of them. We could take a Panther Pounce number 2, but we're going to wheel the other Panther Pounce. And I think we might wheel the white-green land based on what we've been seeing here. So we'll put this in the speculative pile as well. There's a white-green land here, though. That could be very helpful. It could be helpful. There is a Wiccan as well. So when you cast a non-creature, exile a non-land, non-token permanent, return it at the beginning of the next end step. So that's a good combo with Herbie. Good combo with Hero in Training. Not as good of a combo with this because the thing it makes is legendary. I think we'll take the land here because we do have 2 really good cards. We could just take this and try to play straight 2-color. But I think the speculation's worth it here, especially because we might see more cards we care about. We see the Nay is a pretty good card for blue-white. We have a couple things to do at instant speed, like Take Up the Shield, Spider-Man. We can use that ability. And the counterspell can be nice. And we're a little bit light on interaction. We'll take another We See the Nay. Pretty easy pick here. Let's see if we wheel the Panther Pounce. We do not wheel the Panther Pounce, so that's good to know, but we did wheel Herbie. If our deck is splashing, it's going to be a little bit more mid-rangey. It wants a little bit more value. Card draw also helps you find your fixing, so this is a fine pickup. And we did wheel the other green-white land. That's huge. That's really good. Now if we play one forest, we have the aim scientist, which is much more likely to get in. And we have kind of our splash established. Do we want... I don't think we have a ton of card draw. We have... Atlantean Cavalry is actually a decent combo with aim scientists and Herbies and hero in trainings. But let's just take the white tiger. Maybe we end up in a deep enough green splash where we want that. We'll take the deep power, though. We're still going to be a white-blue deck base, I think. Especially now that we have the We Say Dinays. Okay, so we're going to cut Stark Industries here. We're going to then like rearrange this deck to be kind of our playables here. Put this guy over here. We're probably going to splash both those cards. We splash one. And then probably not going to splash the White Tiger, but we shall see. This is going to go in the combat tricks pile. So we need more interaction. Probably not going to splash. This is going to be in the speculative pile, which is hidden behind me. So maybe I'll put it over here with the land so you know it's a speculative pick. Last pick, Ant-Man's Army. Okay, pick pack 3. So pack 3, what are we looking for? Well, we're looking primarily for interactive spells. We could have taken that late Go Nuts, but at the time we didn't have like Storm or something to splash that we really mattered. So we want interactive spells, and this card's not great. We're not going to play this. Futurist Forge. We don't really have card draw synergies. We're also not that heavy. We have some blue cards early. I mean, we have some instant speed stuff. I don't think we want to take up the shield here, even though it's a combo with like Colleen and Aiden of Atlas. So we want 2-drops and removal spells, which is kind of what you often want in any deck, but this cares about tokens, which is a combo with Black Panther, and a combo with Falcon, and a combo with nothing else really. This card, maybe if we were that deep into the splash. I'm just going to take up the shield. I don't really want it, but I think it's better than the other options there. Perfect. Cheap play. That's also interactive. Maybe we can wheel this blue-green land, which would help us, but we need to take the removal spell. Need to get some extra or like kill spells. We only have the Frozen and Ice. This is a big priority for us. Gotta take it. I would love the PIM technologies. I would love a We Say the Nay. Maybe this will wheel. Probably not. Okay, now we can take a Trickster Stratagem. Again, we need kill spells. We need early play, so Raft Security Officer would be tempting. We don't want a second Colleen here, but Trickster Stratagem, just what we're looking for. It's another interactive spell, so it goes in this column. Kind of a whiff pack here for us. 2 options kind of jump to mind. We could take Aim Scientist as another card for splashing, which we don't really want to take. Could take... We're not going to play these D-powers. Let's move these away. Maybe we could take the War Machine just as an early play. Don't think we want another Panther Pounce here. Don't think we want another Aim Scientist. Let's just take the War Machine here. We already aren't really hoping to play the White Tiger. Okay, now Burrow backup is perfect because we can use this to help our fixing. And also just be a couple of heroes. Yeah, this is a great pickup for us. We would rather play this than Aim Scientists. Perfect. What a pickup. Agent Maria Hill when we have 2 We Say the Nays is really good for us. Definitely better than a Bold Biochemist or a random guy. Now there is Heroic Feast, which I don't think we have quite enough support for. If I'd known we were trying to get this, like taking things like Ant-Man's Army, you want to be a base green deck. You don't want to splash this, really. Wakandan Drone Flock, not really what I care about. Aim Synthoids is probably fine here. And then we get the Wakandan Drone Flock now. Maybe we'll play it, maybe not. Let's see what we're wheeling. Nothing crazy. Atlantis attacks can be fine. If you just feel like you need an extra interactive spell for a more mid-rangey deck. We could just play this as a 6-drop as well, because you only need a single green to like play this and activate it in the same turn. And yeah, we did not wheel the blue-green land, which is not the end of the world. But we got 4 2-drops, which is just enough. We have We See the Nays, which also fill out the curve, so maybe we don't even need to play the Synthoids. We have some really strong cards here. But we did wheel the blue-green land. That's fantastic. Well, now I don't think we need to play the Aim Scientists. That's a really good pickup. Luke Cage, Power Man. Do we want him or do we want Pet Avengers? Or I Am Iron Man? I think I Am Iron Man might be better. Yeah, we're not going to play Pet Avengers on the splash, I don't think. I don't want the Scientists. I don't even want the one I have anymore. Sure, we'll take Pet Avengers over the second Atlantis attacks. Rapid Rescue's a fine card, but not for us. Okay, so this card's actually decent maybe for us, but okay, let's look. So there's 46 cards. Any cards here that we really want? No, not really. I do think green ended up being more open than blue, but I think playing blue as a base color to make our Black Panther easier to cast was nice. So we want to play 1 forest. That gives us 4 green sources in the mana base, plus a burrow backup is 5 green sources for 2 green cards, 3 green cards. Though we don't necessarily want to play this. I think 5 green sources for 2 green cards is better. I think 4 for 2 cards is fine. 5 for 3 cards is fine. Yeah, I don't think we want aim synthoids. We have 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 2 drops plus a 1 drop. That seems fine to me. I don't really want to play I Am Iron Man. I don't really want to play War Machine. I Am Iron Man is good with Captain America. My hero count is at 12. I'm going to cut the aim scientists. I'm going to cut maybe Wakandan drone flock. We'll see. I think it's maybe one of my weaker cards. Cut that. Cut the Atlantis attacks potentially. This would be my deck then. I kind of want to try this card. I kind of want to try to take up the shields. This is more of an aggro card, but I think it's fine. And this gives me 6, 7, 8 white sources, 6, 7 blue sources. Yeah, we're going to cut this for an extra. My blue sources are, yeah, mostly a white deck. So this would be 7, 8, 9 white sources, 7 blue sources. I need like double white for this guy. I have all these white combat tricks. I just need blue for that guy early. I have 2 Herbies. I think the white tiger splash actually is fine here maybe. Some percentage of the time I'll have green mana to make that work. Maybe I play 1 aim scientist and just cut a land in general. That could be fine too. I think that's a decent strategy too. Like 6, 8 white sources. Yeah, then makes the splash on white tiger a little more manageable. And this kind of fills the 2-drop slot a lot of the time. And I think I'll be able to fit it in my curve. I'm going to try this build, I think. I want to try the Panther Pounce. I'm not sure how good it is, but I have the Colleen and the Agent of Atlas, which it's good with. I think it fills a similar role to like Synthoids or something like that. Pet Avengers could also be fine, but I have Herbies, which I like more. Yeah, I think this is going to be a fine build. I'm excited to see how it does. And I will put, how do I can't make the backside the art for the deck, so I guess we'll make Storm our artwork. Anyway, that's going to do it for the build, and I'll see you in the matches. Welcome to round number 1. I think this hand is probably keepable. It's not the best hand I've ever had, but I think counterspell, if we draw lands, we can do some stuff. I don't know, we'll keep it. And as we get ready for round 1, I want to shout out to NicolaiBolas Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. If you enjoy my videos and you'd like to support my mission to make draft accessible for people of all skill levels, then Patreon's the place to go, and you gain access to cool bonuses like my card-by-card tier list and format thoughts document. Thanks to all my patrons, and special shout out to those patrons who support at the credits level. It makes a tremendous difference, and I truly appreciate your support. Okie doke. Whoops. Here we are in game 1. My opponent is still making decisions on their mulligan. We will play this. And if they play a creature on turn 1, we will... actually, I'm just going to maybe do this on turn 1 regardless. Target player... Oh, I have to give it to a creature. But yeah, drawing a land there is nice. It'll buy me some time. Raft Security Officer. Sure. I don't care about that, really. I'm going to be playing a slow build here. Yep, I will target their raft. That way I have the clue to sacrifice if they don't play something worth countering. I have this for when I get my green splash going. I'm just mostly thinking of this as a 6-drop for my deck because I wanted a little more top end, and I think it's a pretty good top end card. Yep, we will counter that. It will apply some pressure, and we don't want to deal with it. Beautiful. Perfect. We get a creature down. That'll be good. No, Captain America. So they also have Panther Pounce. I'm really glad they're using that there because 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to use my supervillain lockup on this. If they have another Panther Pounce, I'm kind of toasted, but this will be fine. We're just trying to buy time here. that would have gotten blown up by Panther Pounce for sure. Okie doke. We're going to play our Captain America here because we want to be able to play a couple 2-drops in one turn at some point. We don't really care about this really, and we can give this guy lifelink at some point as well. Quake, sure. They're playing green. Interesting. Beautiful. That's a great draw. That is a huge draw for us. Okay. Definitely going to play the Black Panther here. Because then next turn we can go maybe Patriot, White Tiger, make some 1/1s. Brutal. Murdoch has been pretty decent. If this was best of 3, I would clock that for sure. So they hit me for 5. Let's do this. I think this card's more annoying on the board than Quake, because I can use this on Quake later. I'm just digging for some land here. Perfect. A land is nice. I'm going to keep the White Tiger because that's my play for 2 turns from now. Next turn I'm going to go Patriot plus Frozen and Ice, so I'm going to get rid of the Agent of Atlas, I think. Because I can also just play White Tiger activated at some point. I'm at 9 here. They have another Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay. Not countering this is going to make blocking harder for me, but that's totally fine. So only so many things they can tap. Gain land is also relevant here. So I know I'll play this next turn and activate it. So this turn is when I'm going to get the chance to play this. And I can eventually start using this to protect my guy from that. I'm going to target the Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., I think. Maybe I should have targeted the RAF security officer. They have to spend a lot of mana tapping this every turn, and I can give it hexproof next turn. Maybe I was supposed to target this with my Frozen Nice, though. I was pretty concerned about this just, like, attacking me for 5 this turn. Okay, okay. So I can give this +2/+0, then give it that. I think I just let this happen, and then I play White Tiger. Then they can tap one of my guys, and I can still block. Maybe. So this would make it 6 power, 7 power, and then they can hit me for 5. I think this is fine. I feel like maybe I was supposed to target the RAF, but it's so tough. It's tough to know for sure. Like, if they have a spell here, it's really bad for me. Because of the Quake. Yeah, they tap something down. Yep, they got me. If I had gotten rid of the tapper, I think I could have won this game. The 4/2 was a really good blocker on this board, but this thing was also going to tap my guys. Tough calls there. I kind of picked the 2/4 because I didn't think I could beat it. And I thought I could beat the other cards a little bit easier, but maybe the tapper was the call. I think I play too fast when I record. That's just like something I am working on still. Even after all this time, when I play in person, I feel like I'm much more deliberate. And on Arena, I just kind of spam cards sometimes. But if I target the tapper, then they can't they can't attack me anymore. But then they play the other 2/4 guy, and my 4/2 isn't big enough to block, was the thing I was worried about. So I was kind of forcing him to spend 3 mana every turn just on tapping my guy, and I was getting other options. I could have tapped their Quake, and then they're attacking me with their 2/4 every turn, but it's a 3/5, and then I don't have to, then I can't even block it with my Falcon. So maybe I was just supposed to gain the 7 life there or whatever, but I still think I lose to them playing that card, so we'll keep this hand, though. This hand is much better. The last hand was very clunky. I didn't get to deploy my cards the way I wanted to because I was mana screwed. This hand is much better, so maybe I just wasn't supposed to keep that opening hand. That's another thing. I try to just think of ways I could improve versus, like... And the White Tiger did not feel like a good splash, so I think I'm going to cut that splash after this game. Okay. Yep, nice. Beautiful. Kind of got in for a little bit of cheeky damage there, which is nice. I am currently flooding badly. This is where Trickster Stratagem is really good, though, because it'll target my creature. Definitely getting rid of the 2/2. I think 2/1 for 2/2 is a fine trade. You guys will target a creature. So I'm going to target the Maria Hill. I don't think I'm discarding any spells here. Yeah, I will keep that, actually. That will give me a 3/3 here. This is why this card is so good, is because it basically just drew me a really good spell here. Do I play this now so I can attack with it next turn is the question. I think so. Like, I am threatening to activate it next turn. But, like, being able to threaten to hit them for another 3 damage is pretty relevant on this board. I could have waited to make sure I got the 4/4, but yeah, this is way better. Okay, they have another Iron Man, which they can't really cast. Let's play this guy out. Actually, do I just play this because the 4/4 can start attacking them? And if I trade with this, then I get to deal a little bit of extra. Let's just do this. This feels like a pretty reasonable play. I should have done this on end step if I wasn't planning on attacking, though. Yep. I would love to draw one of my Wee Seethinays to go with my Agent Maria Hill. I do think I'm getting pretty punished for this White Tiger splash. I don't know what it would have been instead, but it's been pretty bad both games as a splash card. It is kind of like a 6 drop that's got some pretty good utility, but... Okay. They have Lightning Strike or something. Blazing Crescendo. Oh, yikes. That's bad. We have also drawn relatively poorly. We have drawn only 1 spell this game, I think. 1, 2, maybe 3 spells. Maybe we're fine on spells, but... It's like the classic where when you draw 2, 4, 6 spells and 8 lands, it's hard to win. Like in any context. Maybe I needed to get aggressive and get rid of this guy. Like attack with these 2 in that 1 turn. If I draw Take Up the Shield, that would be pretty good here. And I do think my deck is good. It's just a matter of what I can draw that would be helpful. Maybe a little bit helpful there. They just have 8 power of flyers, so this is kind of a tricky spot. And of course they have something because they have a lot of good cards in their deck and they're plenty of mana. I just don't really have a lot of options. I guess I'll play it out. Why not? Like, there's no reason not to exactly. It's just really kind of poor. I mean, the only 1-for-1 to be there. It's just their Iron Man's hitting me for, like, a lot of damage. If they kill my Captain America, I lose. But, like, might as well concede once they've done that. Yeah, they just wouldn't have blocked, I think. They would have taken maybe 6 damage. Maybe they wouldn't have. Taking 6 damage ain't nothing. Okay, yeah, that's game. Okay. Buff this. Attack for 3, 8, whatever. It's 1,000,000 damage. Okay. Let's cut our White Tiger. I don't think that's a card's worth splashing. We even have less lands, but yeah, we're going to cut the White Tiger. I don't think that's a good splash. Good to know. I'm going to put in the Atlantis attacks. I think that's just a solid card. I think it's the most solid card I have available. There's also this card, which is fine. But let's just add another top-end card. This is also a top-end card, remember, so my top-end does have a little bit more stuff. That's why I wanted the 6-drop, but this is probably just a better expensive card for my deck. Which is totally fine. It's like, I don't think, like, maybe I couldn't have even deployed the... Atlantis attacks in game 1. I didn't have 7 mana, so that was a little bit tricky. Okie doke. This is a keeper. Aim Scientists. We have our 7-drop and our 16-land deck, but we have this to be a land, basically. If we draw an island here, this is pretty good. We're going to cycle this for blue, and then we see the nay with our teamwork, hopefully. And Panther Pounce can even untap it, which is nice too. Like, we're 0-2, but I think our deck still has a lot of potential. Like, you just lose games sometimes. Oh, what a blowout. What an absolute massacre that was. Oh, baby, a triple. Our opponent is not happy about how that went. They discarded a card. We got a 2-for-1. Our creature grew. Sure. Panther's Pounce was pretty good there. But mostly because Maria Hill's really good. So they made a treasure. We don't want to trade here because our card is better, has the potential for future growth. We have a teamwork card already in our hand. I think with Maria Hill, this card also gets better. Like, that's a good thing to note. Like, if this was a White Tiger Ava Ayala, it would be okay, but I think this is just way better. And also not on the splash. Though, obviously, this game, the splash is not the most relevant feature. We're still a ways from casting this. We're going to probably try to discard this land to our stratagem. And we're going to try to surveil away land, so we're not going to cast this for a little bit. I like trying things like splashing Ava Ayala. Like, how good is the card if it is purely a 6-drop? And I think the answer is not good enough. But when it is in your deck, it feels really strong because you have a 2-drop or a really good 6-drop. Okay, so technique is fine. We don't mind, like, bouncing this at some point. Looks like they're playing a bunch of colors. We can Trickster Stratagem this, and that would enable some attacks, which is fine for us as well. Like, attacking with this is fine. So now I will play the land because I have the Agent Maria Hill, and I'm not going to even bother Trickster Strataging him. Because I don't care about this card, and I don't want to attack with the Maria Hill anyway. Yeah, let's keep the land. Casting Atlantis attacks is going to be pretty good. Like, when you draw one card with this, you feel amazing. And they have to cast something. There's pressure on them to cast something. They have 4 colors, 5 colors if they need it. You know what card I've been wanting to try is the Thanos card. I feel like that one can be good if you build around it. Yeah, I'm liking Atlantis attacks a lot more than the Ava Ayala here. A little bit more interaction. My deck's a little bit light on that. And if they do nothing, we're fine with this holding pattern because they didn't even play a land this turn. They're just falling further behind. We're hitting them for more damage. Definitely happy just countering whatever creature they're playing here. They only have 3 mana. What's the worst they can do, pretty much? It's kind of my logic here. And then we can Atlantis attacks just by tapping Maria Hill to bounce if they do play a follow-up play. Yeah, so we'll just bounce both of these guys now. There's the Black Panther. Attack for this. Keep the removal spell on top. Like, I think this has just been, like, pretty straightforward. Yeah, that was really good. The double bounce plus the Maria Hill. Oh my gosh, this deck is sweet. We are 1 and 2, but, like, as you saw from that game, I think we could have done... If we had played the Atlantis attacks, I think we would have been able to win game 1. Because instead of playing the White Tiger as, like, a blocker on that turn, we would have had to go for the lifelink play, buy ourselves a turn, try to get the teamwork going. And then I think bouncing 2 of their things is just such a powerful top-end play. So I like the change. I like learning from the change as well, and I like that you kind of get to see my process on that, where sometimes it's easy to be like, oh, he knows all the good cards right off the bat, or things like that. And, like, to some degree, I know what a lot of the good cards are, the cards that I like especially. Or, like, but, like, as you can see, the fluid process of, oh, my deck kind of likes heroes. I have some good hero synergies. And I'm splashing green already, and I kind of needed a top-end card, so maybe we'll try this one. And then you try it a couple games. I got lucky in that I drew it, and I got to see it in action. And then it's like, well, I drew this card a couple times. It didn't actually perform the way I wanted it to. So now I will try this other top-end card, and then it immediately performed kind of a lot better. And so that's kind of how you can iterate. And obviously, I know not everyone gets to draft a lot, so hopefully seeing my process will help you be able to iterate your own process. We're going to keep this hand, and I think we're going to cycle the Aim Scientist on turn 2 because I'd rather cast this one. And I don't really want to cast this one as much. I'd rather much rather have the 2/3/2s, even though this is a 4-drop and this is a 5-drop. I might end up cycling both of them because I might need to get my green mana. This is one of the benefits of playing this sort of thing where it's like, okay, I have a... If this was a land, it would be fine, but yeah, here we go. Yeah, we're going to cycle this to get a plains. Obviously, I would rather just have all my colors already, but this is fine. Sure. My planes. Do I want to even play I'm just gonna play this guy, I think. Yep. And then next turn I can cycle this and supervillain lock up the undercover scroll if need be. Hitting a land drop here is nice. Sure. So we're gonna get rid of their scroll here. And then our Herbie trades with Giant Size Flying Ant very effectively, so we're pretty happy about that. We want to save this for whatever their big plays are, but I think we're okay here for now. This is a really good block on this. Shield deployment drone, sure. Also a good block on the shield deployment drone. If we draw an untapped land to just jam Burrow back up, I'll be very happy. I'm doing I mean, against blue-green, their moon removal is going to be go nuts. Looks like they might have it. Yep, that's fine. I'll still just jam Burrow back up if I draw a land. No Burrow backup, but Herbie's fine, especially if I draw plains. No plains, no land. Not the best. Not the best at all. Frozen in ice on my flyer, okay. So they're playing a tempo game here. Shang-Chi. So they only have one card in hand. This is an interesting line here where I think my best bet is to just get rid of this card, make sure I hit a land drop. Hope they have nothing here because they have 4, 7, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm not even dead. If they do have a kill spell for my Captain America. The aggression with which they used their Frozen was worrying. Okay, so they do have me. Kind of a bummer here, honestly. I think my deck was fine. Unless they have all lands in hand, I've lost. There wasn't anything I could have really done there. I could have gone for Trickster Stratagem on the giant-sized flying ant instead of going for my Herbie. That's definitely a line I could have taken. I think blue-green tends to be a little light on removal, so I felt like that was an okay line to not do that. But if I do go for the Trickster Stratagem, then they just don't hit me as hard for a couple turns, and I buy more time. So maybe I could have played that better. When you're behind, a lot of the time you do want to go for the removal spell. But I felt like I was going to do that. They were going to hit me for 3 and play something else, and then I was going to be in a very similar spot. Whereas if I play Herbie, then I can draw cards, hit my land drops the same way. I didn't have a creature in play, I don't think, to connive with. So I wasn't going to help me hit my land drops at all. And then, yeah, that was just a tricky game. I got tempoed out for sure. I think my deck was good. I didn't end up getting to play the Black Panther a single time. My deck kind of got killed before I could play. I didn't get to play Storm or Black Panther, unfortunately, a single time. And both of those cards are very good and would have been good there. I mean, would have hopefully been good in some of those spots. Like, they just shut down flyers completely if I have Storm in play. But, I mean, using Supervillain Lock up there on their Undercover Scroll, I think was fine, because they would have just done everything a little bit faster. Maybe I could have waited to use it on the Ant, but I like to use it on their guy when they could have cast like a 5-drop the following turn. I feel like they might have cast like the Doc guy on the following turn. I think my deck was pretty solid. Maybe I wasn't supposed to play Aim Scientists. That's definitely a consideration. Like, if I cut Aim Scientists for a Plains, that just gives me a little bit more consistency in the early turns. And then, for example, in that game, I would have been able to play a 2-drop on turn 2 and then like a 3-drop on turn 3 a little bit more consistently than having to cycle, which could have helped me as well. So maybe that's not something I want to do in my decks that don't really need the splash fixing. But I did also lose a game to flooding out pretty badly, and the Aim Scientist being better than a land would have been important there. So unfortunate how that went. Hopefully we'll get another chance with this. I know it's a mythic rare, but hopefully you enjoyed the process, seeing kind of how I evaluate things. I don't think we lost because of the Avayala splash, but that wasn't the best at one point. And then we just had a little bit of a rough game mana-wise and didn't unfortunately get to play our really strong cards. But that's going to do it for this one, though. If you made it to the end, leave #process in the comment section down below, because this is just how draft goes sometimes. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time.